welcome to FuturePrint TV, back at the Imprint Show and CCE. I'm delighted to have with me Juergen Freier from Highcon Europe. Welcome, Juergen.
Hello.
Delighted to have you here, and it's nice to actually meet you in person, and as well as many other people. Highcon is one of our premier partners for FuturePrint, and I know you're hugely innovative. Before we start talking about the technology, give us a bit of background about yourself and how you got to join Highcon.
Okay. So actually I'm in the printing industry all my business life, and started in Heidelberg the first 12 years, then moved on to printing myself, Bertelsmann, heliogravure printing. Later I was in charge of Polar, where I had the first contact with the finishing. To make a long story short, then I moved into digital, where I was running HP European division for indigo and inkjet presses. And in the pandemic, I started consulting customers to help to make the transition into a new era. And one of the customers I had was actually Highcon. And Highcon asked me to set up their go-to market in France. And after 3 months, this position of European responsibility came free, and as we had already a brilliant relationship, I was excited about the product, about the solution. I accepted, and since October, I'm in charge of Highcon in Europe.
Oh, congratulations. So you have experience of finishing and also printing.
Yes.
Highcon, explain a bit about the technology and what it enables for people. Yeah.
So there are lots of vendors in the market. So to make it very simple, at the end, what we do laser cutting and chemical creasing in one machine. We prepare the die in the machine, and that's why we have a very short setup time, a very high flexibility for the products that are being produced.
And that, what kind of problems does it solve? So I suppose there's a kind of relevance there with digitalization. It helps converters improve productivity, is that right?
Yes. Productivity on one hand for short runs, but also time to market can be reduced dramatically. When you look at traditional die tools, they have a delivery time, they are done externally, and they have a delivery time of 3, 4, 5 days sometimes. And we can produce this tool inside our machine within 10 minutes. So that gives you a big flexibility in terms of responsiveness, but this also gives you a short make-ready time, and therefore a high competitiveness for short runs, which we consider below 3,000 copies.
Right, and has that kind of trend for short runs increased even more so during the pandemic?
Yeah. Absolutely. So everybody knows during the pandemic there was a lot of e-commerce business, remote business, web to pack became extremely important. And this is one of our sweet spot applications to enable web to pack, individual boxes, short runs. There is absolutely no point in having 10,000 boxes, and after 500 boxes, you change and have a lot of stock, and then at the end it goes to the bin. So we produce on-demand boxes.
Fantastic. Could you give us an example of any of your customers that you'd be happy to point towards that have used Highcon and really had an advantage from doing so?
Of course, there are a couple of customers out there. One of the very obvious ones is a box maker in the US who really run out of delivery time because they had so big demand. And by installing the Highcon machines, they could really cope with the short delivery times and the big number of orders. And within a year, they bought 3 machines. This was not the plan in the beginning, but they realized how big the advantage is and how much more they can produce. It's a very cost-efficient way to do it. Also in Europe, we have a lot of customers. I give you only one example, which is not so far away, which is Colordruck in the Black Forest. They won the Innovation Award this year in the printing industry in Germany. And one of the reasons certainly is their possibility to do very sophisticated things with the die cutting, with the laser cutting tools.
Interesting, interesting. And lastly, sustainability. And that's bigger and bigger as an issue now. Has the technology that Highcon brings to market, does that give people the ability to be more sustainable?
Absolutely. So in many regards. So one of course is, if you look at the die tool itself, it is a big component of wood and metal. And when you look at our foil, it's just a foil of one material. So you can easily recycle it. And we made a calculation from the beginning to the end of the product, and we came up for one only job. In the traditional way, we have 40 kilogram of CO2, and when we do it in the machine in our material, it's only 10% of it. So it's a huge difference. The second very big and obvious saving is we have a non-crush technology. And this non-crush technology enables to have the same strength of the substrate when you use only 30% less material. So you can have 30% saving for the same strength just by using our technology. And this has certainly a huge impact.
Brilliant. So thanks so much for joining us. Some interesting, very compelling advantages actually with Highcon, isn't there, in terms of reducing bottlenecks, improving efficiency, productivity, short runs, and also sustainability. So thanks for joining us, Juergen.
Thank you very much.